Hi, and welcome to Money Sprinkles, where we talk about personal credit and business credit. Today, I'm going to pretty much just talk about the subject of credit, your personal credit and your personal credit score. I just want to mention that if you have not liked, subscribed, and made any comments in my channel, please take the time to go ahead and do that. Whenever you post any comments, I make sure that I go through the comments, respond to you, and I actually read them and create my next video contents from comments and suggestions and recommendations that you make. Also, if you have tested any of the products that I have actually discussed, the Navy Federal Credit Union products, loans, credit cards, or anything that I have addressed in my channel, also make those comments in the comment section so I know that they're working, whether they're not working, what do I need to do to improve my channel, and things that I might need to change. Again, I am here for you. I'm here to support you and help you get your personal finances in order for you to succeed and be able to start applying for business credit. The reason why I started in credit was because being in the military, I came across a lot of lower enlisted personnel that did not have their credit up to par and had no idea how to go about it. This was about in 2004 when I started working one-on-one with my troops and helping them get their credit score straight, because they needed to buy a home, they needed credit cards, and they were young and they had families and they had no idea how to get started with credit. Back then, I'm actually one of the founders in a few first members of credit boards. If you know what credit boards is, I actually started there back in 2004 with a lot of those greatest Marv Bayer and all these guys that were actually out there starting credit boards. But today is going to be a few credit facts that I want to talk about. And I don't know if you know, but 1 in 10 Americans is what's called credit invincible. And not invincible, credit invisible. Okay. And what credit invisible means is they either have no credit history at all, or that their credit file is so thin that um, uh, their credit history cannot be assessed, whether they are a risk to a business, a risk to a credit card company. So therefore, they're considered credit invisible. I keep saying invincible, but credit invisible. Sadly, credit invisible affects mostly, according to the surveys, it affects Black consumers, Hispanic consumers, in consumers in low-income neighborhoods. Am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised. Because if you go to these neighborhoods, if you go to Black communities, Hispanic communities, or low-income neighborhoods, period, what are you going to find? You're going to find those predators that are out there, the payday loans, the pawn shops, the those rental places, rent to own. To me, those are all predator lending practices. And of course, they target those that are unfortunate and do not know about credit. So basically, all they want is that TV, all they want is that washer and dryer. And they go ahead and apply for credit, and they don't realize that they're paying 3 and 4 times the amount of money that it would cost if they had good credit, or if they were just educated on credit, period. So my journey here is to answer a few questions that I know always come up when it comes to credit. One of the also, I want to mention that I did not know this after I started doing some research, is that 28 million US adults have no credit history. That's a lot. I did not realize that. So with that being said, I want to answer a few of the questions that I know always come up. One of those always being, so why is it that my credit score dropped when I paid off a loan? And the bottom line to that question is simple. The credit score was made for you to stay in debt. Bottom line is they want to see you, how do you manage debt and how do you pay it off? By paying off a debt, what you're showing is that yes, you paid it off, yes, you have the money. However, what happens is that now that open account that you had with a higher limit closes, so therefore your utilization shoots up. So that's why sometimes your credit score goes up instead of going down. Eventually, it will go back up um, instead of going down, but it will take a few cycles before that actually happens. Another question that people always have is, can an employee ask for my credit score? Yes, an employer can ask for your credit score, and that is straight from the Section 604 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. They may be given to an employee. Okay. Another question that's always asked is, how do I build my credit? It's easy to use credit to build credit. That's the bottom line. The only way you're going to build your credit is by having credit, making use of the credit wisely. I would definitely start off with a secured credit card. I have a video out there on 4 different secured credit cards that you can actually choose which one you would like to start with. They're perfect for somebody that hasn't established any credit or would like to just start establishing credit, good credit. Okay. Another thing is I also have what's called a pledge loan video out there that is basically what they call a credit builder loan. You put some money in there and you basically get a loan on that money. That definitely helps and boosts your credit. Probably one of the fastest ways to build up your credit. And then you can also have the retail store cards that can help as well. What I would definitely do is, if I'm going to get a retail store card, I will get a furniture retail store card, because normally furniture is kind of expensive. So therefore it's going to give you a higher credit limit. So what that does, it shows that you are actually getting approved for higher credit limits. And we all know that once we start getting approved for higher credit limits, everybody else pretty much follows suit. Okay. How many credit cards is too many? I have to say there's no perfect number of cards a person should have in order to maintain a good credit score. I personally have a 815 credit score. It fluctuates between 815 and 825. And I have almost 20 credit cards. Are they all open? Yes, they are all open. I rotate them. I put a small bill on them, something like my Netflix, my Hulu's, and I pretty much pay it off every month, but it shows activity on the credit card every month. So therefore it's being used. Okay. So again, there's no set number of how many credit cards you should have. And why should I check my credit score annually? That is a very common question. And because your credit card, your credit report is basically your report card. You want to know how you're doing throughout the year. You want to know what's being reported, and you don't want to wait to the last minute when you're about to make a major purchase. They pull your credit and surprise, here it is. You had no idea that something was being reported that you had no idea about. Okay. I look at it like my credit report is to me like my bank account. I check it every day. I go to Credit Karma, I go to Credit Sesame. I look to see if there are any things that I feel that shouldn't be there. Again, it's your credit score, it's your report card. Okay. So I would definitely go out there every day and check it if you want to. Credit Sesame, Credit Karma, I just soft pulls. It does not affect your credit score. And lastly, if you have not watched my video on the FICO 10T score, I need you to go ahead and take a moment to look at it. It definitely has some implications on how your future credit score will be scored. And I've actually seen some scores drop between 30 and 40 points because of this new FICO 10 score. Okay, hopefully this has helped. And again, these are just money sprinkles. Make sure you like, subscribe, and talk to y'all soon. Bye.